Yeah.
Lean is what they call them.
Entertainment in this bitch. Yeah. Turn up. Wise ones entertainment in this bitch. Yeah. Change up. Fuck nigga, get your change up. Hurt them pussy ass niggas like to keep they chain tucked. All blue Nikes, yes I hustle with the flamers. Quick to get it poppin' for the moolah, can't you blame us? Had to quit set trippin' cause the set changed up. Had to kick the bitch out cause the bitch changed up. Gang shit, fuck niggas just like to change up. What the fuck you talking about? The streets rearranged us. 2K18, my year, my slot. Time for me to get the rock. Shoot my shot before my shot clock stop. Plus my haters is the cops. Wonder why I'm bustin' at the motherfucking ops. Yeah. Pass me the rock, pass me the goose. Pop some bottles in this motherfucker so the freaks can get loose. Ain't that the truth? Money in a room. Bitch, I'm on my Cardi B shit. Always making money.
Whoa, yo, what's up? What up? It's WizeOnez 3 and TTV. It's Gigi the Plug 100K. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Powered by WizeOnez 3 and TTV. You rocking with the best. If you know, you know. Shut the fuck up! Y'all know it. What's good? Hey, we here to talk about Jim Jones versus Max B, man. Tell me it ain't so. This shit is live. This shit is real. And the beef has taken a toll on the both of them, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. This beef has taken so much a toll on Jim Jones and them. I don't even know what to think about this shit. Like, this shit is wild as fuck. All right, let's go ahead and let's roll the credits. Let me go ahead. Let's start here. Let's start there. We're gonna start right here. Let's go back. We're gonna go back to day one. Um, oh yeah, by the way, your boy Gigi the Plug 100K. There goes my cash app at the bottom of my screen right there. If y'all feeling generous or whatnot, or just got it in you to show some love and support to the channel, it's Gigi the Plug 100K. Y'all see me right there at the bottom, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all see my handle. So if y'all just want to do y'all thing, it's right here. You know, it's WizeOnez 3 and T. It's Gigi the Plug 100K. From the hood to the cloud, welcome to the hottest podcast on the net. Word. So, hey man, what's up with y'all? It's your boy. Y'all know what I'm saying. I got another one for you. We got something really going on today. We got to talk about what's going on with the guys, man. It's Jim Jones versus Max B. I'm having to revisit this topic all over again. And it's just been, it's something that we've been talking about. It's some hood shit going on, and it's really a fight between two brothers that really should have been brothers. It should have never got like this, but hey, it got like this. Let's talk about it. Hey man, so let's get back in this motherfucking trap lab. And today, oh yeah, we getting hella disrespectful. We talking about one of the most toxic, petty, grimy, hood ass beefs hip hop has ever seen. Max B, Jim Jones, spray, pepper spray flying, Bentley crash, the streets gossiping, and the rumors getting spicy as hell. Let's get into this messy ass saga, fam. Like, let's just get into this, man. Let's talk about it. Um, the paperwork. Okay, so apparently Jim signed Max B to a faulty uh contract. Where's my lighter? Hold up. My bad. But he signed Jim to a faulty contract, man. So apparently Max B did not like that. It was a bad. Hold up. Let me get my straight. There we go. But it was a bad contract, you know what I'm saying? And this thing here took a toll on Max B. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the content in a second. We're gonna drop this content because y'all gotta see this, man. It's ridiculous what happened between these two, and it even goes to play. It gets to a place where people were smashing each other's wives. I mean, it got to a place where a Bentley got crashed, and it even went on to people getting pepper sprayed and possibly physically harmed or assaulted in this incident with them. So let's get the content cracking. It's Gigi the Plug 100K. Let's go. Powered by WizeOnez 3 and TV. You rocking with the best. If you know, you know. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So let's go over here. Let's see what's going on over here. Man, I didn't even know all this was going on with them, man. But thank y'all. Welcome to the content. It's WizeOnez 3 and T. I'm happy y'all to bring y'all this story. I guess Jim and them been having some issues for years. I mean, it's been years this has been going on. So, I'm really not into to New York stuff like that, but I guess it is what it is. So let's go check it out and see what's going on with it. I didn't even know these niggas was beefing like that. This shit is reckless. Let's go ahead and let's start here. Let's go.
The tabs you open here are also here.
What? What you want? Oh, I'm recording right now. Yeah, what's up? Huh? Oh, no. No, I'm not live on Facebook. No. No, you can let her use the phone. Yeah, you can let her use the phone. All right. Yeah.
Max B and Jim Jones were two of the biggest rappers from Harlem to blow up in the rap game. But even though they started out cool, ego and jealousy turned them against each other. This is how they went from close homies to starting one of the wildest beefs in rap history. Max B and Jim Jones both grew up in Harlem, which was one of the most dangerous parts of New York at the time. Harlem in the late 80s and 90s was hit hard by the crack epidemic, but it also created tons of hip-hop legends like Big L and Dame Dash. Max B grew up in the Abraham Lincoln Projects in East Harlem. His mom was addicted to crack, and she even served a year and a half in jail when Max was a kid. So Max was mostly raised by his grandparents in a religious household. Going to church inspired his love for music, and Max
We don't need all this right here. We can skip past this video a little bit.
he was only 18 when he went in and didn't get
Let's go. Okay, we know he did 8 years when he was 18. We already got all that. Let's get to what was going on with him and Jimmy and this robbery and how this robbery got laid out. Let's go get to this demonstration.
He also had the street cred after serving close to 8, but the relationship was pretty toxic. Gina was a prostitute, and Max was hooking up with multiple women at the same time. They kept breaking up, and Gina eventually moved back down south, only for Max to convince her to come back to New York. Went back to stripping. The whole story was pretty messed up, but things were about to get even crazier. While Gina was stripping in the club, she met a dude named Alan J. Plowden. Jay would always pull up to the club in a brand new white Mercedes with tons of money in the back. One night, Jay started talking to Gina after Max blew her off, and they started hanging out. Jay would always take Gina on shopping sprees and spoil her with champagne and new clothes. Gina ended up going with Jay to a Holiday Inn where he was staying with his partner, David Taylor. It turns out that David Taylor and Jay Plowden were running a mortgage and mail fraud scheme, which is why they had so much cash. Gina Conway saw all the cash Jay had in his hotel room, so she stole his key card on the way out and decided to call Max B to plan a robbery. According to Gina, she met up with Max back at the Lincoln Projects in Harlem. Max was mad that she'd been gone, so Gina decided to make a
So Max ex chick, side chick or main chick or whatever she was to him, his harlot, his whore, called him and put him up on a robbery, apparently. So that's what I'm getting to hear. So this is how he ended up with this 75-year sentence. All right, run the con.
By telling him all about Jay Plowden and all the money he had back at the hotel room. Jay told Gina he was going to the club, so she thought it would give her the perfect opportunity to rob the hotel room while he was gone. According to Gina, Max B called his cousin, Kelvin Leardham. Max told Gina that if she took Kelvin to the hotel room to take the money, he'd love her forever. So, Gina and Kelvin went back to the Holiday Inn, but when they got there, they found Jay in the room with another woman named Giselle Neves. In another wild twist, Giselle Neves was also there to rob Jay Plowden. Giselle saw Jay in his new Mercedes and planned to go back to his hotel room to steal the keys. But before she had the chance, Gina and Kelvin burst into the room. Kelvin and Gina tied up Jay and Giselle and started trashing the room looking for the cash. They couldn't find enough money, so Gina demanded Jay call his partner David Taylor. David was sleeping on another floor and came down when Jay called him. As soon as David came into the room, Kelvin pointed a gun in his face and they started fighting. During the struggle, David ended up getting shot in the head and died. Gina and Kelvin got away with $30,000 in cash. But it didn't take long for the police to track them down and find out that Gina still had Jay Plowden's laptop. And as soon as they arrested her, Gina started talking. She claimed Kelvin.
See, look, I'm telling you, this street-ish gets real. It ain't a game out here. Like, you could get lined up fucking with these chicks, fucking with these bras, man. All I can tell y'all YNs, man, just stay tight out here, man. Keep your mind right, keep your nose clean, man, and watch your surroundings, man. Run the content.
One who shot David Taylor, and that Max B was the one who set it all up. Max was immediately arrested for murder and robbery charges and held on a $2 million bail, but Max couldn't afford to pay the bail, so he was forced to sit in jail. While he was behind bars, Max's music career continued to go up. Before he went in, he recorded a few tracks for Jim Jones' third album, Hustler's Poem, which dropped in November of '06. Along with his own features, Max also wrote a lot of Jim's verses and hooks, including the lead single, We Fly High. We Fly High ended up being Jim's biggest hit to date and made it to number 5 on the Billboard charts. But while Jim was living the life and enjoying the success, Max B was behind bars, fighting for his life. That's where the beef between Max B and Jim Jones really began. Max started doing interviews from jail where he dissed Jim for letting him sit in jail. Max claimed that he not only wrote We Fly High, but that he also wrote all of Jim's most popular songs since they first met. Max B also said that Jim Jones owed him credit for all his success, but wouldn't even help pay his bill. Jim later brushed it off in interviews and claimed that Max was over-exaggerating about how much he wrote.
Man, this is not making Jimmy look good at all. I mean, this shit got Jimmy looking like a straight bitch. I mean, you left your dog in jail, bro. You left the homie locked on lockdown. He said he helped you with the songs and helped you in the studio write the melodies. And now you out here balling. And while the homie on lock and you ain't even did nothing for the homie, man, they got Jim out here looking crazy, bro. Tell me, I hope it ain't real. I hope this ain't really happened, man. Tell me it ain't so. Run the content.
While he was locked up, Max B kept feeding the streets and dropped 2 more mixtapes, Public Domain, $1 Million Baby Radio.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete...
And Public Domain 2, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. A few months went by, and Max's bail ended up getting dropped to $90,000. That's when Jim Jones came to Max B and offered him a new record deal where Max could use the advance to pay his bail and get out. But the new deal was pretty bad for Max and required him to sign over all his publishing to Jim. Max didn't want to sign the deal, but he also didn't have much of a choice if he wanted to post bail. So, Max took the deal and ended up getting out after spending 10 months locked up. But when Max B got out, his relationship with Jim didn't get any better. Max was still mad that he was forced into signing a bad deal just to get his freedom back and blamed Jim Jones for taking advantage of him when he was at his lowest point. Not only was he fighting for his life, but about a month before his release, Max B lost his close homie and fellow Bird Gang member, Stack Bundles. On June 11, 2007, Stack Bundles was shot and killed in the lobby of the Redfern houses in Far Rockaway, Queens. Max B and Stack Bundles were close right up to his death, and it really affected Max. Jim Jones was working on a new album and wanted Max B to write for him again so he could get another hit, but Max wasn't feeling it and refused to work with Jim, even though he was signed to him. There were also rumors that Jim had a falling out with Cameron and Dipset had broken up, so Max had no reason to be cool with Jim anymore. So Max B
Let's break this down real quick. Chat. Let's break this down, chat. Okay, so look, before okay, so check this out. So look, before the Bentley got fucked up, before the pepper spray, before the disrespect, before this ish started with bad paperwork, Max was signed to Jim, but the contract was trash. Like, who the hell agreed to this type trash? This the hood been saying Max sold his publishing to Jimmy just to pay a lawyer. Bro, you know how broken effed up you gotta be and broken fed up you gotta be to sell your whole catalog just to stay out of jail, man. That can't be good. That's the root of the beef right there. So this shit is deep. You know, it gets deeper than just um some items getting damaged and a fight breaking out, you know what I'm saying, and some females and shit. Like, it gets deeper than that. Um, and here's the spicy part. Max wasn't no sidekick. Max wasn't no hype man. Max was the pen, the swag, the melodies, the soul of that era. He helped cook up We Fly High and all them big Dipset hooks with the wave on them. So yeah, Max was all in on that, I guess. So imagine writing all the hits and watching somebody else run around making millions off all your music, and you're not getting a thing and you're locked up, and then they hit you with a bad deal and they tell you that they're gonna let you come out, and they're forced to sign and basically pigeonhole into giving up all your money again. So hell nah, anybody would have snapped at this point. Just anybody would have snapped. Let's run the content. Yeah, anybody would have snapped. Let's see. Uh let's go up here. Let's run the content.
B distanced himself from Dipset and started his own crew called Gang Green. Around the same time, Max also started hanging out with another New York rapper who had beef with Jim Jones named French Montana. French Montana had a major buzz in New York at the time with his Cocaine City DVD series. French and Max B knew some people in common, but they could never work together before Max got locked up because of Max's affiliations with Jim Jones and the Bird Gang. According to French Montana, his problem started after Jim Jones lied about having him set up. In 2003, French Montana was leaving a recording studio when he got into a shootout that ended with him getting shot in the head. Montana later admitted that someone in his inner circle had set him up, and Jim Jones had nothing to do with it.
The person that got me shot drove me to the hospital, so the greatest threat is always from the inside.
But French Montana claims that Jim started going around telling everyone he was involved in a situation just to help his street cred. Montana clapped back with footage of Jim and the rest of Dipset getting jumped in one of his Cocaine City DVDs. Then, while Dipset was on tour with Bad Boy Records, Jim Jones got into an altercation with one of Biggie Small's homies, C Gutta. Jim and C Gutta kept running into each other and getting into small fights, but eventually it led to a massive brawl at Rucker Park in Harlem between Dipset and Junior Mafia. There was footage of Jim Jones and the rest of Dipset getting beat up and run out of Rucker Park. So, French Montana used the footage in Cocaine City, Volume 4, to get back at Jim, which is what first started their beef. When Max B officially left Bird Gang and linked up with French Montana, they both started taking shots at Jim Jones together. Around the same time, Max B dropped a mixtape called Public Domain 3, where he dissed Jim Jones and the rest of Dipset. The cover showed Max B in a graveyard, surrounded by tombstones that said, "Here lies Millie Jim Jones," and "Here lies Vanilli Joel Santana." Milli Vanilli was a pop group from the 90s who got exposed for lip-syncing other people's music. So Max was taking shots at Jim Jones and Joel's for stealing songs from him and other members of Bird Gang and trying to pretend like it was their own. There was also a song on the mixtape called Lip Sync, where Max B took shots at Jim and Joel's rapping, "I told them bitches, come and see me. They be acting like it ain't nothing. I know them niggas need me."
So he says, quote unquote, once again, I'm gonna say it. I told them bitches, come and see me. They be acting like it ain't nothing. I know them niggas need me. I was giving them the loot, but them niggas done blew it. Okay. So once Max realized the paperwork was trash and his sauce was making everybody else rich, he said, fuck it. went on a legendary mixtape run talking shit on every track. He dissing Jim, he dissing Dipset, he dissing anybody that's breathing near Jim. I mean, literally. The wild part is he was still signed to Jim, and that's like clocking into work just to cuss your manager out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was just dumping on him, man. Just dumping.
I was giving them the
Run the content.
loot, but them niggas done blew it. Max B in French Montana would also go back and forth with Jim in interviews and videos uploaded to WorldStar. But Jim wasn't the only target. Max also started going after Jim's wife, Chrissy Lampkin, and claimed that she gave him head by the pool in Miami. To add to the disrespect, Max even made a song called She Touched It in Miami, where he remixed the Jim Jones song, Summer with Miami, and brags about hooking up with his wife, rapping.
He rapped them. So this is the part where it gets really crazy. He says, I mean, this is allegedly about Chrissy, you know what I'm saying? This is allegedly, this is alleged. We don't have any proof that this happened, but this is what the streets is saying. She sucked it in Miami while Bigavelli hit it from the back in her fanny. Gangrene family. Riding on these bitch niggas. Empty out the clip. Click clack hit niggas. Like, this shit is getting crazy. Then Max catches that manslaughter charge, whole career on freeze. The streets say Jim took forever to bail bruh out. And what he finally did, he bailed Max out for $90K in exchange for all his publishing. Not even half, not even a piece, man. Like, not even nothing. The night all hell broke loose. All right, this messy part, y'all. Look, rumors start. Look, the rumors start flying. The streets start talking. People whispering messy shit about Max and Chrissy. Jim pulls up in a Bentley out front, looking expensive as hell. Max walks out. What's good? Let's see if we can find. I don't know if there's some footage online. Like, hold on, we'll go back to this real quick. Let me find it. If there's some footage of the Max B and Jim Jones altercation. Let's see if we can find some shit real quick. Max B versus Jim Jones. Bentley. Crash. Man, this is wild. This is wild, bro. This is fucking wild. Let's go up here. Maybe it's right here. Let's check this out right here.
Run Windows, Linux, and more on your Mac with unmatched performance and compatibility.
Max B walked out of jail in July 2007, a changed man, colder, sharper, and carrying more resentment than ever. He was broke, betrayed, and bound by a contract that gave away his future publishing to a man who seemed to benefit most from his downfall, Jim Jones, the man he once called a brother. Max had watched while he sat in a cell as his influence grew across the streets, as mixtapes and street DVDs repeated his name like folklore. And the more people chanted "Wavy," the more it became clear. If Jim Jones wasn't going to help put him on, Max B was done being quiet. He was ready to go to war. He had every reason to feel betrayed. Max wasn't just being politically edged out. He had been financially robbed. Jones owned Max's entire publishing. That meant every hook Max had ever written, every melodic ad-lib, every catchy line, Jim got paid off it.
Got him in his drive already. I don't owe nothing. He got all his songs already. How you think he got so hot? Came out with all them tapes. I did that. I put them hooks together. Yeah. I made incredible music. All he did was rhyme 16s. Well, you know, I made incredible. I made the hooks. I made the melodies. Yeah. I made the shit, dog. I'm the man.
And it wasn't just business. The friendship had soured. The loyalty was broken. Max B was left with a mind for vengeance and a heart frozen by betrayal. So he walked away from Bird Gang with an agenda. If Jim Jones wasn't going to give him what he was due, Max was going to drag him down publicly, and nothing was off the table. It wasn't long before Max found the perfect ally in French Montana. At the time, French wasn't the chart-topping rapper he is today. He was a gritty street figure, known for his Cocaine City DVD series that chronicled life in the Bronx and beyond. French already had his own issues with Jim Jones, stemming from a shooting incident where Jim was rumored to have spread negative word about him. So when Max and French linked up, it wasn't just a partnership, it was a brotherhood born out of mutual war. They named their crew Coke Wave, and it would become one of the most iconic and savage street movements in mixtape history. Max B had already learned the industry wasn't going to save him. He didn't own his publishing. He had no label backing him. What he did have was a voice that the streets respected and a talent for making music. So he did what hustlers do when cornered. He went underground. He started dropping his music for free, letting the people hear what the industry was trying to shelf. But he wasn't just dropping music. He was verbal grenades targeting Jim Jones and everyone in his circle, and Max didn't hold back. The first jab came in the form of a mixtape called Public Domain 3. The cover said it all. Max stood in a graveyard. Max dropped the brutally disrespectful track, She Touched It in Miami, where he claimed that Jim Jones's longtime girlfriend Chrissy Lampkin had been with him in extremely intimate ways, rapping that Chrissy sucked it in Miami while Big Evil hit it from the back in her fanny. A Max laughed through the bars, painting Jones as a man being clowned by his own inner circle, and the streets ate it up. Jim Jones, for his part, was shell-shocked. He didn't see it coming. He tried to deny the allegations, tried to downplay Max's importance, claiming Max was just another washed-up rapper who never got off the shelf. His part was shell-shocked. He didn't see it coming.
Chrissy, come on, Chrissy. Did you really do Jim like that? Did it really go down like that, Chrissy? Like, come on now. Tell me it ain't so. Tell me Chrissy didn't smash the ops, man. There is that video with Alpo online exposing her, talking about how she was dealing with him, Rich, and dealing with a lot of the guys at the same time and all that other shit. I've heard she's had a colorful past, but I don't know. I hope, man, like your old lady, like damn, man, like no wonder Jim walks around with the sour face on and the whole just I don't know. Jim be looking like he mad as fuck. So yeah, I hope that man. That's allegedly. It's alleged. It's alleged. Let's keep it pushing. Run the content.
Tried to deny the allegations, tried to downplay Max's importance, claiming Max was just another washed-up rapper who never got off the shelf. He said Max didn't write We Fly High, his biggest hit, but the streets weren't buying it. Max's voice was all over the original reference tracks. People started questioning Jim's real role in Dipset's success. Max moved like he meant war, and it wasn't just talk.
If you ask me, she did it. She did it. She smashed that nigga, man. She smashed that nigga Bigger Belly, man. That's crazy. Like, he said she touched it in Miami, bro. Like, I just can't get over that shit. Like, damn, Jim. Damn, how did you get over that shit, bro? That shit would have drove me crazy, man. Man, that bitch would have been done. Jesus.
One day, Jim Jones tried to ambush him by blocking his car in a parking lot. Max said he saw it coming, rammed Jim's Bentley out of the way, and even got some punches in before peeling off. It sounded wild, but Max was proudly showing off the dents in his car like trophies.
I banged it just enough to get my room so I could ram this up, ram it up in. Right? My window was there, he tried to grab me. So when he came in the window, I punched him in the face.
French and others vouched for him. The myth grew. Then came November 2008, when Max and French decided to pull up on Jim Jones in person. They rolled deep into Manhattan.
Listen, seriously. Listen, seriously. This is the part that kills me every time. Jim square up like he finna fight 12 people. Max said, nah, hold this. And this is Jimmy like he watering the fucking plant. Jim out there screaming, eyes burning. I could just imagine it. Arms flapping, looking like he's shadow boxing and beehiving. I would have logged off life right there, man. Man was walk out like, what's good with all this extra shit? Jim ready to take the fade. Max ready to violate, man. And now Max rams the Bentley. Boom. Bentley done. Insurance crying. whole front bumper in the afterlife, man. Like, are you serious? Crazy. Just like that. He wrecked the Bentley, just like that. That's crazy. He wrecked his Bentley, he smashed his wife. I don't even know if he pepper spray him or what. Like, that's crazy. Run the content. This is too disrespectful. This is like ultimate rap beat. This worse than 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. This is worse than T.I. and Lil Flip and all that, man. Like, this is worse than a lot of rap beefs. This is like the worst of the worst. Like, I can't. I mean, Pac and Biggie died, but damn, this shit here crazy. You know, Pac did claim he smashed Biggie's girl too, so Pac and Biggie shit went there. You know what I'm saying? It totally went there. It for sure went there. Um, After all that, Jim got the camera emotional as hell, talking about Max can die wherever he stands. So Burr was hurt, embarrassed, mad, confused. Max ain't give a single fuck. Max was in interviews like, next question, zero remorse, firmware. You know what I'm saying? For real. Nobody won this shit. Max lost years in prison. Jim lost his pride. Chrissy name got dragged through the whole city. The Bentley damn near died, a war hero, and the beef is messy as hell. And it's still personal. Man, it's crazy. All right, let's go back. Run the content.
Manhattan, walked straight into a building where Jim was recording and made it clear the streets weren't safe for Jones anymore. Max would later claim that Jim saw the situation unfolding and called the cops, which only added insult to injury. Around that time, their respective crews even clashed at a Brooklyn club, causing a full-on brawl with chairs flying and K9 units showing up. The whole thing felt like a movie, but it wasn't. It was just how deep the beef ran. By the time the smoke cleared, Max B had done more than diss Jim Jones. He had turned him into a punchline. Max became a cult hero, the kind of artist who didn't need a label to validate him. Even while legally bound by contracts that gave him nothing, he found a way to become
CRM is so slow. So slow. Thank goodness I'm using Monday CRM.
Greenest reports take
a legend, flooding the streets with music that people still play to this day. However, as the beef with Jim Jones continued to spread like wildfire across the streets and mixtape circuits, Max B was simultaneously gearing up for the biggest battle of his life. Max B was preparing to face a criminal trial that could bury his wave in concrete. On June 9th, 2009, Max B walked into the Bergen County Courthouse like a man who believed in his own story. He had his people with him, cameras rolling, and the signature confident sway in his step. His legal team was talking big too. They claimed they had dismantled the prosecution's main witness during cross-examination. They were referring to Gina Conway, the young woman who'd been at the heart of this entire criminal conspiracy. Gina had turned herself in and testified against Max and his stepbrother, Kelvin Leardam, in exchange for a lighter sentence. Max's lawyer accused her of being a scorned woman, making up stories to save herself. But courtrooms aren't battlefields you can win with swagger. When the jury finally returned with a verdict, everything Max thought he knew about loyalty, street code, and even redemption came crashing down. Max was found guilty on 9 out of 11 counts, including armed robbery, conspiracy, aggravated assault, and felony murder. The prosecution had successfully painted him as the mastermind behind the whole robbery, even if he wasn't there to pull the trigger. They said he was the one who set up the heist, who encouraged Gina and Kelvin to carry it out so he could sit back and collect the bags. The entire case, really, hinged on Gina Conway. She had struck a deal with the government. Her original charges of murder were reduced to armed robbery and manslaughter.
So that boy Max got snitched on. He got did dirty. His bra snitched on him and was trying to get him to rob. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't even know what to think about this. This is crazy as fuck.
In exchange for her cooperation, landing her a recommended 18-year sentence. The defense fought hard, arguing that Gina had cooked up a lot of her story to get her time cut. Ironically, Gina even testified that Max himself knew nothing of a robbery, claiming she used Max B's name to convince her boyfriend Kelvin to go through with the plan. The defense said Gina only implicated Max later out of heartbreak and self-interest, trying to paint him as the puppet master in exchange for leniency. But the jury wasn't buying it. Max B was sentenced on September 3, 2009 to 75 years in prison.
Right around that time, Max B gets found guilty on 9 of 11 counts, including felony murder. And he gets sentenced to, was it 75 years?
Yeah, 75.
Eligible for parole in 2042, Max went from street-buzzing icon to inmate overnight. And while the streets mourned, Jim Jones seemed to be celebrating. From a business standpoint, Jones thought he had pulled off the ultimate checkmate. Max was behind bars, his voice no longer a threat, and Jones still controlled the publishing rights to all of Max's music. All the hooks Max ever wrote, all the melodies he'd laid down, every cent still streamed into Jim's pocket. Jones even mocked Max publicly every chance he got. He called him goofy names, dismissed him as irrelevant, kept repeating the narrative that Max was washed before he ever got started. In interviews, Jones made it seem like he'd moved on, like Max was nothing more than old inventory, something he had once used but would never take down from the shelf again. But it wasn't as airtight as Jones thought. Even from behind bars, Max B wasn't done. The streets had too much love for him. His name carried too much weight.
Well, Max B is free now, man. Max did 16 years on a 75. I think he got an appeal or whatnot, and something went through. He got 20 years, and he supposed to got 2025, and there you go. So far his jacket is clean. So as far as I'm concerned, Max B's jacket is clean. I don't think he snitched on anybody. So everybody's saying he snitched. I don't know if 1090 Jake got a video out about him yet, but we'll see. I have to check that out. Well, back to the content. Years later, Max B starts mellowing out. I guess jail changed his spirit. There's a reconciliation attempt. I guess something like that. He says, "I want to start over with Jim." Max was willing to forgive, but Jim wasn't. That bitterness was still sitting heavy, and the embarrassment ain't evaporating. That history ain't just disappeared. That's why even to this day, this beef still got tension in the air. I mean, Jim was doing an interview with this white chick, and he basically was like, Max can suck his, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what Jim did. So Jim basically was still throwing shots at him to this day. So I don't think Jim's ever gonna forgive Max B. I just don't see it coming. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. I guess we could wrap it up right now. Pretty much. Let's see. So Max B ended up with Chrissy. The details are messy, and the street said Max completed the mission. So that's facts. That's what we're hearing. And Jim hears about it, and so I don't know. It's like, damn. Like I guess are they even together? I don't even think Chrissy and Jim are still together anymore. I don't even think they still together, yo. Uh, so let's just have some quick talk real quick. Look, man, this has been one of the wildest beefs. That's all I can really say. Let me know in the comments who took the biggest L. Max, Jim, Chrissy, the Bentley, or the pepper spray for working overtime or something like that. Smash that like button. Subscribe to Wise Ones 3 and T. out. I appreciate y'all for coming to the channel. It's Gigi the Plug 100K. You rocking with the best. If you know, you know. Powered by WizeOnez 3 and TTV. You rocking with the best. If you know, you know.